Nourishment is central to farm discovery. It is about nourishing our bodies, nourishing our souls, and nourishing our mental well-being. Bringing fresh fruit and vegetables into houses and families is what sustains our bodies for the good work we're doing out in the world.
Farm Discovery is really unique in that we have access to this beautiful space. We have 150 acres of redwoods to fields to oak woodlands that kids can really just explore. Seeing a working farm is also a unique experience that kids get to participate in actually growing and harvesting the food that they are eating and that we are sharing with our community.
Something that I have talked to with my group of students, what's your favorite thing to do at home when you're not at camp? And a lot of them are like, oh, I like to watch my tablet. I like to stay inside. It's amazing to see them discover being outside and liking it. A lot of them, they don't know where their food comes from. You'll ask them like, hey, where does your food come from? Where do you think? The grocery store. I'm like, yes, before that. They're like, the ground? And I was like, yeah, we're growing food here right now. And they're like, no way, let's see. And then them seeing a flowering squash into an actual squash that's huge, they're just like, this is where squash comes from. I was like, yeah, it does. Today we made zucchini bread and they're like, so this plant turned into this muffin. I was like, yes, it all starts from the ground. Reminding them that soil is the most powerful thing.
At Farm Discovery, we're working to engage families with their food for outcomes like better nutrition and a more vibrant community and healthy families. That all comes back to the fields and the tables where we make and consume our food.
I'm from Salinas, so I grew up around ag. So I'm in the Salinas Valley, the salad bowl of the world. A lot of these kids, they have family that work in ag, and the kids are getting to not only see where their food is coming from, but they're getting their hands dirty as well. We're harvesting strawberries and carrots, something every day, being able to go out, pull the produce and eat it. Like, pull it and eat it. Don't even wash it because it's organic.
From day one on a Monday versus day 5 on a Friday, their confidence booms. They're like, kind of unsure of the farm on the first day. On Friday, it's hard to find them sometimes. They are in the trees, they are in the garden, they're collecting snails. The confidence it gives them is probably the most monumental thing this program does.
The schools we work with have 90+% kids are socioeconomically disadvantaged and a really high percentage of English language learners. These families are experiencing diabetes and obesity-related illnesses at a higher level than the rest of the general population. We see kids with rising anxiety, and being outdoors and connecting with nature has so much potential for addressing those challenges. A piece of combating anxiety is having agency, having some control over your space and your environment and your experiences. And growing food gets to the real heart of that, which is food is one of our absolute needs as humans to grow and thrive.
For these schools that were able to offer busing fees and full field trip scholarships, this is 9 and 10-year-olds and 11-year-olds' first time ever on a field trip. This is their first time on a farm. Sometimes their families work on farms, but they don't get to experience what it means to this community.
Yesterday, we went to the Redwood hike, and I had 2 of my kids who speak mostly Spanish. They're like, are we really in a forest? Like, ¿estamos en un bosque real? I was like, yes, we are. And they're like, oh my God.
On Thursdays, we go down to the lower farm, and that's a working farm. And Farmer Tom is awesome because he tells the kids, you see all these farmers pulling the produce out? These people are working really hard to make sure that you and your families can eat. And I see it in their eyes, and the wheels start turning, and they're like, oh, yeah, my food actually comes from hardworking people to get it to the store, to get it to our tables.
We can't have these experiences without having these fields tended. The kids can come in and harvest a row of tomatoes, but it took months of preparation. And even if we have kids helping with every step, there's still all these in-between moments of checking for pests and watering and mulching and composting. A lot of it is in preparation to make their experience great.
We can only have so many kids if we only have so many staff. There's only a team of 6 of us maintaining our 3 acres of garden space, keeping the books in order, keeping our office clean. All of us are always wearing different hats all the time. That's a really, really important growing point for the future of farm discovery.
It is really important for us to support our staff, and that means well-paid jobs, benefits, and it means access to these fresh fruits and vegetables so that they can be healthy, well-fed, and nourished, and then nourish our students. We have a program that we call Produce, and we glean over 50,000 pounds of produce a year from Live Earth Farm. In addition, everything that we grow in the education fields goes to 3 meal and pantry programs that are serving the same families that are coming on our field trips and coming to farm camp. It's something we'd like to work on more.
The data that we've been collecting at Farm Discovery has shown that we are on the right path. Every lesson that we do, we hit 3 skills: a farming skill, a nutrition concept, and an environmental practice. We survey kids before and after to see if we're hitting those 3 targets. Our data has shown that we have been, and we keep improving every year, every group. And we've more than doubled the amount of children that we serve through our programs in the last 2 years, which has been really exciting because we're getting more of our community out here, and it feels good that we're actually doing the work we're setting out to do.
At Farm Discovery, no donation is too small or too large. $100 can give us fresh produce such as corn, yeast, sugar for some baking. $500 can give us improved facilities such as a new dishwasher, a new printer. $1,000 can give multiple kids scholarships. It could give a field trip out here for students who've never been on a field trip before. They could actually have the opportunity to go to some place so magical where they can see chickens and a cow and horses and pet the goats, and kids can have the opportunity to be true environmental stewards. We've recently purchased a truck which has tremendously improved our workflow for getting produce down at Live Earth Farm, for transporting things needed for camp, for event planning. It has been such a blessing to have that truck.
Soon after we began Farm Discovery, I got pregnant with my first baby, and people would always ask me what I wanted. And my answer became a happy and healthy baby. And that's what we're working on here at Farm Discovery. Happy and healthy kids who can grow into happy and healthy families and build a happy and healthy community, a food system, a watershed. It's what I want for my own family, my own kids, and it's what I want for all the kids in this community. There are so many individuals and organizations and businesses that support this work on the farm for families, that nourish us as a staff and nourish this program so that we in turn can nourish the community in many ways. And we are just so grateful for that support.
I just love this place. It's so special. I've never experienced any place like this. People are so good. The community around it is so good. And the families that have come here and come back summer and summer again are so good. And it's a place that has cultivated love. And I'm really grateful to be a part of it.
Will a flower bloom in the desert? Will a willow cry in spring? Will the sunshine kiss the moon come nightfall? And will you fall in love with